and start over. So we will choose this Linux ARM64 ISO file, click on continue. Don't forget to click on customize settings before installation, then continue by clicking on create. Go to the hardware tab. I recommend to allocate, if you have Macbook Pro, then you can use 4 processors, and if you have 16 gigabytes of RAM, I recommend you to allocate at least 4 gigabytes. If you have 8 gigabytes, the 2 gigabytes should be enough for basic testing purposes, but I will allocate 8 giga as I have Mac with 32 RAM, and basically it will run more smoothly. Now, this security tab, I was saying about this before. This will isolate your Mac from the Linux, and as I was saying, it can actually happen that somebody can hack your Kali Linux. As you will be logged there as root users, then it is very easy when somebody hack your Linux to access everything you have on your Mac. So to prevent this, just check the box in the security tab to isolate the Mac from the Linux, and something like that then can't happen to you. You won't be able to share files between the Linux distribution and Mac, but you can send them, for example, by some encrypted email and so on. And I really don't recommend you to share the storage of your Mac with the Kali Linux distribution, because, as I said, it's used for penetration testing, and we will be learning about some basic hacking, ethical hacking procedures. But it can happen that somebody get into your Linux Kali distribution and do some damage. But if you isolate it, it will only do damage to your Kali Linux distribution when you won't have any files, nothing compromised, no personal data, and so on. So isolate it. I really recommend it to you. Now, please enter the hostname for this system, so we can put there Kali, then continue. Domain name, we can put there local. Then we will be giving there the full name of user, so I will just input there Kali Linux. Username for your account, I will leave Kali. Now you will need to choose a password for new user, so put there something safe. Yes, so because as you will be using this to hacking purposes, I think you don't want that somebody will run this distribution virtually and look what you were doing. For example, that you were checking your neighbors' networks, what they are watching, and you was monitoring their traffic and so on. You don't want so somebody know about it. So I don't recommend you to use Kali and Kali password like it's defaultly set in some of the distributions. And the worst you can have is the root account with the default Tor password. then somebody can have root privileges on your virtual machine and do a lot of damage to you. So use the entire disk, continue all files in one partition, finish partitioning. There you need to check yes, you want to write the changes to the disk, and the installation of the base system is now in progress. You need to wait a little bit to get finished this installation. But on the Apple Macs with M1 or M2 processors, these things are really fast, and that's the main reason why I'm creating tutorials how to run the Linux Kali distribution on the Apple with Silicon, Apple Macs with Silicon architecture, because you can really use the power of this computer and run Linux Kali very smoothly. I suggest you checking the box GNOME to have a nicer um, you can have XFCE, but with GNOME there is a little bit um, better graphic, and like the user experience with the disk of this is little much better, and there are also like some pre-built utilities and so on, and it is very user friendly, so that's the reason I chose GNOME. Now display manager, we will choose the light DM, and the installation will continue. It will take some time, so you can go and make coffee now, or I don't know. But as I said, on this new M1 and or M2 processors, things are going very smoothly and very fast, so it won't take so long even when we are installing the whole distribution, full distribution of Linux Kali, where will we be able to access all of the penetration tools which the Kali Linux is providing to us, and we will be able to customize the settings and download any other custom software which is used to hacking purposes and so on. So that's the better way that the previously showed VMware Fusion installation, where you just need to download the pre-built image, and you won't need to be doing this installation. It will run immediately in, I don't know, within minute, but there are limited functionalities there, and you can encounter some errors when doing work in command line, which is the 90% of work you will be doing, it will be in command line. So it's good to know some basic Linux commands, because without them you won't be able to do anything. Yes, there is like the user friendly GNOME where you can uh, for example open file manager, look for some things, open browser, yes, and do some basic stuff, but we will be doing completely different stuff. That's the reason why we are installing the Kali distribution to really do some penetration testing and to use the power of the Kali in this way. So I will be using some comments which I have already provided below the video. Everything what I will be using there will be in the description section, so you can copy them from there. I have a lot of the basic Linux commands which we will be using in this tutorial in my notes folder on Mac, because I also have problem to remember them. So don't be like afraid when you will see me that I'm looking up for the comments. You will need to do the same. It takes some time to remember them and just go from your head, but it's not required. You can look up for the comments very quickly and just put it there, and don't need to worry about learning all of them and memorize them or so on. So installation is almost finished. Within few minutes we will see the Linux Kali booting up. Then we will change the password for the root user. I recommend you to do this immediately after the installation is finished. You should change the password for the root account, because you will forget to do this. There will be the default one, and that's a very huge security breach. So we see that Kali is now running on our Apple with Sillicon processor. We can a little bit enlarge the screen. Remember that we was providing the credentials when installation process was in I will put it back on this because it looks like disaster when I enlarge it. Remember that there are no defaults Kali, but the ones you were inputting there. So let's go to the terminal, and as I said, we will be changing the password, and for this we need to write a comment. Let me check because I don't remember it. And it will be I don't know if I have it there, but basically when you have a problem like this, go to the search and change password Kali for root. You will search for this and you will see some page how to do it, and there is specify the command. So everything you just need is go, and don't forget to do it with sudo psvd root. Now you will need to enter password for Kali, which you define in installation, but now we will be entering password for the root account. Okay, password was updated successfully. So that's for now. We installed the Kali Linux distribution um, into the Parallels desktop virtual machine. It's a whole full distribution of Linux with all of functionalities. So I am looking forward to show you another functions of this system. So let's see what you will learn in the second part of the course. Bye for now.